With us, we have Raj Shamani in the house. Now, let me do a quick introduction for people who don't know him already. He's a business digital content creator, podcaster, and founder of Shamani Industries. Raj is well known for his extensive negotiation, planning, marketing, and business development skills, and his prolific speaking. Raj has
Yes.
made over 200 plus speeches around 26 countries on platforms such as TED and the United Nations, and at organizations like Jaguar, Land Rover, TCS, Lance, Forbes, probably even Toastmaster, if I were to add that to the list. At 17, Raj applied in a program called Youth Representative Program for Youth Leaders at the United Nations. He also represented India in United Nations Vienna under UNIDO. Before I ask Raj to say something, I want need to check with him if he remembers this photo. And that's where actually Amatika stole the thunder. But yeah, Raj, can you see this? Done that. So I think I know now why you prefer physical sessions and not a Zoom
Exactly.
meeting. Hi
Exactly.
Raj,
That was the
welcome.
reason. Okay.
Was it like a the deja vu feeling for you?
Oh yeah, this happens almost every day. Every time uh I'm trying to, this join a new Zoom call. That's why, and this the same thing happens. And I think if you're talking about in the context of Toastmasters, then not, because the physical vibe is completely different than this vibe.
Yeah, let's not rub the shoulders of people in the house. They are anyways more looking forward to the physical one. But I have okay. I so I was showing a photo. If you remember when you were there last time on this on screen, do you remember that?
Yeah. Yes, yes, of course. That was my last Toastmaster speech.
That was the last Toastmaster speech, and okay,
Yes.
okay. So the backstory is that he was a contestant at Inspire 2018. It's been 3 years from then, and we'll find out what has happened with his life in the last 3 years.
Well, I think we've lost Hardik. This seems
What
to be
is
a
this going on?
day of technical errors. Okay, so Raj, you were telling us about what happened 3 years back. So that was your last Inspire contest. If you could go on while we try and dial back Hardik.
Okay, so that was the first time I was contesting in the like the table topic contest. That was one, right? Where you can just pick up the word or the sentence right now, and then you have to speak it. That was the last time I gave a speech in Toastmaster stage, because after that, my journey of content creation started. And what happened that I realized that in order to go global, I don't have to find specific uh, events or networking events to go out there, struggle, and try to give my speech and deliver my message out there. In order to go global, I really need to come up on the internet and then just expand it the way I am doing right now. And that was the reason I left. And I think Toastmaster gave me validation. So that was the first time where I was speaking like an extempore thing in front of a huge audience. And when I did that, I got a good laugh. Though I lost the competition, though I didn't stand anywhere, but I got a very good laugh in the room full of really good speakers. So I thought, now that the world has accepted me, oh, are they back?
I am back. So had to go wrong has going wrong today. My laptop has suddenly frozen. I'm on my mobile phone right now, but I think that's how life is going to treat us today. But this interview will go
Yes,
on.
I was just
People
telling
will
them
remember
that
this.
I was just telling them the last Toastmaster speech, and that why it was last, because Toastmaster gave me a lot of validation. Because in a room full of strangers, there I got validation by really good speakers. Okay, so it was like an extempore thing. You were just getting a topic and you had to speak. And the moment I started speaking, I got a very good laugh. I got a lot of people appreciating what I did there. So I was like, now is the time. This is the sign that strangers also liking my speech. Let me just get out of here and start getting in the world. That is why I love Toastmasters then.
and we were at Reliance auditorium, and the fact that we were the last behind the seats, you're sitting on the speaker and chatting about what's happening in life and stuff like that. I still remember that conversation, and then then you had to go to Indore, and I was back to Bombay. Do you somewhere
Yeah,
believe meeting me has changed your life 3 years back?
absolutely, man. You have been such a great inspiration and a guide to me. That one conversation changed my life. वो नहीं होता तो मैं कैसे जाता वापस इंदौर बताओ.
All right, keeping the joke apart, Raj. I remember you have a lot of articles about you have been referred to you as the useless kid.
Yeah,
Like, I'm going to go before the Toastmasters life. I think it was
yeah.
around before that in your schooling and all of that. What's
Hmm.
the story around that? What's that useless kid tag which you had with yourself, and how did you wipe that off?
Okay, so I was born in a family of toppers. So my dad was a state topper. My cousins were like 95, 96%. Everyone was a topper. My cousins were national players in the sports which they were playing. So my younger brother had played for India in football. So it was like a family of overachievers. And I was the only one who was completely useless. I was not good at sports. I was not good at studies. I was not. So my 10th score was 54%, just to give it perspective of why I was bad in study. My sports, mein, I couldn't even get selected to any of the schools team in 11, 12th. Or, like, not even school team. Forget about playing for states or city or national. So bad in sports, bad at this. Then at the same time, till 12th, I was not even able to speak in English. So especially the place where I come from, if you can't speak in English properly in front of the school gang, you are not considered one of the top of the elite people, right? So everybody's like, we don't want to talk to you, that kind of feeling. So that's why that is the reason I started feeling like like I'm good for nothing. Like there's nothing I could do. And then in my college, in my school time at the end of school, I started applying for internships because I was like, I'm born for working and I will work with some of the craziest companies of the world and then show people my caliber. I applied in 70 companies, nobody replied. None. Zero people replied. So I was like, okay, this is enough for me to start calling myself useless. I'm not worthy enough. And actually, this tag I didn't give it to myself. My school teacher, who was a vice principal at that time, I asked her that I want to host the competition. I want to host the annual function in 12th standard. And she said, we can't jeopardize the image of our school by putting a useless kiss out there in front of the school, in front of everyone. And I was like, what? That literally hit me here, and that stood with me for long, and that's why I started calling myself like, okay, cool, you want me to call myself a useless kid? I'm a useless kid. I'm going to turn myself around.
So it reminds me of Rockstar when बोलो जब तक दर्द नहीं होता तब तक music नहीं निकलता है. And for you, it's like till you don't get that hard-hitting punchline from someone, you don't want to take control of your life and change things around. And that's been your story. Raj, I've been following you a little bit on social media. I mean, especially in the last week, I've stalked you before I had to do this conversation with you. There's one thing that you have been talking about very clearly is the fact that the content that you have to create on a recurring basis. Now, it's consistently to create quality content to be available out there.
Yep.
The fact that a lot of us try to do a lot of things, but we are not consistent in terms of our efforts and our work. And after
Yep.
one or two failures, we like, अच्छा ये मुझसे नहीं होगा, लोग reject कर रहे हैं, लोग troll कर रहे हैं, and you give up to it. Or यार आज time नहीं है, कल try कर लूंगा, कल नहीं मिला, परसों try करूंगा, and that consistency is not there.
Yep.
When I look at that with someone like you, you have at least one 30-second reel coming every day. It may not have been shot that day, all right, that's perfectly fine, but you are prepared, you are planned. How does that work? Do
Yep.
you think that has helped you in achieving a lot of things in life, personally and professionally?
Absolutely. I have a 30-second rule in my life. I'm in fact writing a book on that as well. That you just need to be consistent with one thing for 30 seconds a day for the rest of your life. And that has literally, I applied that to everything in my life. So I make sure that every day I'm talking to a stranger for 30 seconds to build a new connection. And that's why now I have a connection. I'm proud to say that I won't be able, like, I have a house in every state in the country just because I've made friends and because of the 30-second rule. I have made sure that every day I'm coming in front of the camera for 30 seconds and preparing and spitting out some truth. That's it. So with my health, my lower back used to be really bad. I was not able to sit for 2-3 hours straight because after a very bad job, I didn't do any remarkable thing. I didn't go for a fitness journey. I just started doing 30-second plank the moment I used to get up from the bed. So a 30-second rule in my life has helped me a lot. So it's nothing major. Now, if you want me to boil it down in regards to the content, right? Most of the people have this blog that I can't come up with new ideas every day. I can't come up with a 30-second content idea every day. Sometimes it's there, sometimes not. What do I do? The problem with it is most of the people are trying to be intelligent. Most of the people are trying to come up with intelligent content in front of the world because they were like, oh, this is really intelligent, really need to be out there. But the problem is when you start putting out intelligent content, intelligent talks are only 2 to 3. You just need to put out average content because 70% of the people are average. And if you want to go and touch their hearts and souls, you need to talk averagely and talk about average things, which are really common. If you are going to talk about the 30% thing, which like only a few intelligent people understand, you won't be able to A, find enough topics, B, you won't be able to touch enough lives. So that is the problem. You just need to talk about average things. Stop thinking about that. You need to sound like really Winston Churchill or Martin Luther King every time you get out. It's not a presidential speech, right? It's you are coming out there with an intention to improve lives, or with an intention to just put out a really good message which you notice during the day and touching lives out there. That's it. So I think the problem is with trying to be intelligent and not thinking of like you need to be average in order to reach masses, because masses are average.
So again, on the fact that we Indians especially like to talk a lot. हम ज्ञान free में तो बहुत बांटते हैं.
Absolutely.
But being relevant in those 30 seconds, how do you trim it down? What do you have a hack or something that all your team works with you to to ensure that 30 seconds is all you need to put the message out?
Absolutely. See, that's what I said.
Self-help books, self-help videos, and all of that, and a very long session that we conduct for 7 days. We do meditation, all of that. But how is that 30 seconds is changing everything right now?
It's about how you want to deliver your message, right? Some people do it with 1 hour speeches. Some people do it with 10-minute YouTube videos. Some people do it with 1 hour podcast. Some people like me are doing with 30-second reels, right? It's about what kind of market are you trying to target? Okay. So when I look at social media, I want to be your daily reminder. I just want to be that. I don't want to be anything else beyond that. I want to be like, I believe that we all, every person, know what we want to do and what we need to do in order to achieve certain things in life. If you want to get fit, you really need to get up, work out, sleep well. That's it. You need to become a rock star in the content creation world. You need to get in front of the camera, put out good content, take audience feedback, and then improve. You need to become a good speaker, go to Toastmasters every goddamn week. That's what you gotta do. Like, we all know what to do. The problem is we don't do. We miss out on the motivation. We miss out on the inspiration. We miss out on a lot of things, right? So my why is simple. I want to be a daily reminder. Now, if I want to be a reminder, and with that context, if I come up with 1 hour speech every day, you will be like, yeah, chup kar yaar, aaj dimag mat kha. Right? You're not going to be entertaining and welcoming to me. You will be very, very bored with the concept of 1 hour or 10-minute speech. So that's why I come up with 30 seconds, like 15, 20, 30 seconds. That's it. It's a daily reminder. So even when you're giving your time out of the 24 hours, you're like, oh, nice. Raj says nice things. You probably might not learn anything which is completely new. You probably might not get to hear something which is completely nice, but you might get a good reminder. Oh, this was one thing about being nice to other people without not being judgmental to other people, which I think I missed out during a Zoom call in the morning of the office. And let me just think about it again. I really laughed with 5 of my colleagues about one person who was trying to give a speech and he was not able to deliver it the right way. I really laughed it off. I shouldn't have done that. And that one reminder is me. So it's really about the why, how do you want to become? Like, what do you want to do? Because some people want to become a good trainer. Let's say, talk about a specific skills, right? Let's say somebody wants to teach coding. Or let's say Toastmasters majorly is speaking. Somebody wants to teach soft skills. Now, if you're talking about etiquette, if you're talking about soft skills, if you're talking about how to talk to anyone in your office premises or in social settings, You can't teach how to on everyday basis, and you can't teach how to in 10 seconds. You need to come up with like a 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute video. And for that, you need to set out a specific duration. Like every Sunday, Hardik teaches how to behave in office on Monday morning. And now that's a powerful consistency. So you need to figure out what's your why and then build on that consistency so that your audience is anticipating for that particular day on that particular time that Hardik is going to come on every Sunday evening and going to tell us how to become, how to just set mood settings light, how to become humorous, how to crack jokes, whatever. So
So
it's
people on
really
my
about what you want to
timeline
do.
know that I have my Sunday morning YouTube coming every Sunday. So that is a recall. But I think the fact that you mentioned that, a 30-second reminder is like a daily recall value. And that builds a lot of credibility that this person is equally invested in what he's doing. It may not be individually impact. Every video may not individually impact or inspire me. But there's going to be a video every second or third day which will impact me, which will change the way I look at it. So I'm going to go
Absolutely.
back to the fact, and that's what you've done today. That's been a lot of trial, error, and years and of experience, sleepless nights that makes you a success today. Let's go back to how you started off. I mean, I think about 2021 when you came to Toastmasters is what I know, and when you started off your entire journey on being a podcaster, being a host, getting the business out, getting the word out. What was the first 3 months, 6 months, 1 year like when probably people might have shooed you away for your age? और ये हमें क्या बताएगा? Has
Okay,
that
that,
happened to
yeah, absolutely. मतलब Toastmasters में भी बहुत बार हुआ. But I was talking about like a really old, serious stuff about wisdom, and somebody just pointed out. I joined Toastmasters when I was 17, okay? And so the fact was, I've since 17 till 21st, I only gave like 6 speeches. I was really not that active student or active member of the club. But when I joined there, my first speech was about like a very hardcore icebreaker wisdom I was giving about something. Somebody just wanted to like talk your age. I was like, okay. So that happens most of the times when you are young and when you go out there and you talk about something really serious. Now, what the first initial, I don't know what were my first 3 months like, because I started creating content when I was 16, 17. I started speaking when I was 16, right? I represented our country in United Nations, and I was the only one to, like, was the youngest representative in the world to speak at United Nations on behalf of India. And I was doing that at the age of 17. So I was recording all of those things. All the moments was coming out there. Everything was, it just happened. It was a journey. I was active for 5 videos, then I was getting back. Then I was active for another 4 videos, then I was looking back. Then I would go like do 2 speeches back to back in Toastmasters and then back. So it has been quite a journey. So I don't remember my first 3 months. It would be like my first post realization. I gave a TEDx talk in US in Babson before I gave the last Toastmaster speech. I think that's where a conversation picked up. You and me, we were talking about in the Reliance. So I was coming back from the States. I gave a TEDx talk at Babson. And after that, I was feeling very low that maybe I'm not someone, because I fucked it up in the Babson speech. My speech wasn't good. So I thought, I'm really not that kind of speaker. I need to really brush up my skills. I need to do and figure out what really needs to be done, and then come out strong in front of the world on social media so that people start respecting me at another level. So first I need to prepare and then I'll be on social media. That was a conversation. But when I gave a speech there without preparation on one topic and I got a good laugh at the conference hall, I realized every moment is about figuring out. I don't have to prepare endlessly and go out there and become like the best speaker in the world on social media. I can show people my journey. I can start growing up from there. I can pick up my phone and start talking about life is like an ice cream, enjoy before it melts. Like, I can do that. Let people laugh. Doesn't matter. Because then people will see my transition of day 1 and day 365. And then day 1 and day 1000. And that is what really picked me up. And since then, I stopped using my that useless kid as my vlog content or as my podcast content. I started building that a new identity, that's figuring out. So figuring out with Raj Chamani. Raj Chamani is who? He's trying to figure out how to become one of the biggest social media brands in the country. As simple as that. So every day, I think after that, the everything was, you'll see my first videos. It was me recording in front of a camera in my car, on the way back home, in house, without any voice quality, without any good video quality. Kuch bhi kahin pe bhi kar raha hu, utha ke bas just doing it.
So the point you mentioned is that start off somewhere. मतलब mobile पे record कर. You don't need that entire fancy setup of a mic or sure mic. You have those lights, tube lights with your
Yeah.
the perfect lighting, the perfect editing is not required. You start somewhere. You see what's working around. Iterate with your content. If you want to do a podcast, you want to do video vlogs, whatever you're doing, you're probably just blogging. Start
Yep.
somewhere. People will come back and comment with that. People will pull you down. I'm sure that people who might have pulled you down also initially came. Like you mentioned, क्या कर रहा है? मतलब you're just at your
Abhi
age.
bhi,
Okay.
Abhi bhi, I tell you, I was cutting you here, but Abhi bhi, like people, if you go my social media comments, there are hundreds of people who are telling like, "Hey, chup kar." But you don't have to pay attention to those 100. There are other 500 who are talking about, bro, you really inspire us.
So when the transition happened the last 3 years, do you believe that do you have a mentor or someone or someone you consistently look up to, converse with to keep growing? Someone who keeps directing you, or does it changes as per where you are in your position in your life right now?
Okay. So I've been fortunate or unfortunate, let's say that I have never had a mentor. Okay, I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. Bad thing because I think I would have cut down to my process, and good thing because just because I didn't have a physical mentor, I made online people who I admire my mentors. So whatever they were doing, instead of what they were speaking, I was not following that. How they were doing what they were doing is what I was following. So I used to look up to Tony Robbins. I used to look up to Gary Vaynerchuk. I used to look up to Richard Branson. I'm very fortunate that I met all three of them personally, and now I can call them like really good friends. But the problem is, just because I didn't have a mentor, I didn't let that thing stop me. I went up to Gary's profile and I was seeing what he's doing. He's just putting out content every day while he's walking. So if you can see right now, I can't show you, but here also there's a mic here and there's a camera. So Gary does this. Everything which he does, he records. So we are recording this as well. And this will become a clip for my vlog and just get it out there. So mentors, I have made digital mentors, what people are doing. So this is what I say quite often. Buy not what they're selling, buy how they are selling. Because there's a lot of power in this line. How Gary Vaynerchuk is big. Yeah. How, like, you don't have to look at Gary and be like, I wish somebody would somebody like Gary would mentor me so that I can become like him. Somebody would, Tony Robbins will come and like teach me how to give a speech, and then only I'll be able to become a good speaker. Don't buy what they're selling. Buy how they are selling. Look at Gary, like what is he doing on an everyday basis, which is setting him apart? What is setting Tony Robbins apart? What is setting Richard Branson as a business person apart? And that was a game changer for me. Just observing mentors of the world and calling them my online mentors, that really worked.
So the idea is that you learn from others' journeys, you learn from what they are doing and how they're doing it, rather than what they're talking about. And that is where you cut short your own journey. I'm going to open the floor for a few questions from the audience. And to break the hack that Raj loves pineapple pizzas and he's a big fan of pani puri. But
identify one lie in this.
One lie and one truth.
Yeah.
All right. Questions from the audience. Audience, you have anything to ask to Raj over here? I mean, I can connect with Raj offline as well if he. Okay, one thing I know, Raj, you don't have a schedule.
No, I don't.
And that you have put it out very well, across on social media as well, that you don't follow a schedule. There are days you sleep at 2, 3 in the night, you're building content in the night, or probably partying out in the night. And there are days when you are like full pumped up, energetic and all of that. Do you think that has, that if that is something that you want to work on, or you're happy with the way that it is?
I have a very simple rule of one thing. I don't care when I wake up, when I sleep. I have a rule of one thing. One thing I write down on my board, and I have to achieve before I sleep. That's it. Every day I'll achieve one thing. I have one task to accomplish. I don't care about anything else. Very simple. I don't want to do 3, 4, 5, 7 tasks. I don't want to become Elon Musk and handle 5 companies at the same time. Very simple with my life. I want to accomplish one task in a day. That's it. And so it doesn't matter when I wake up, when I sleep, I'll accomplish that one task before I sleep. That's it.
All right. So questions, please put in the chat segment. Sneha, Mayank, please switch on the chat segment so that we can have questions coming out there. Raj, today you're sitting with 9 lakh Instagram followers. All right. I think I just saw it a while before I was joining in the link, and it's reached 9 today. Do you want to talk about the first one and then the 1 to 9?
Whoa. I'll talk about, see, first one is very, it's not good to talk about because first 100 are your friends. So let's not talk about that. Let's talk about first 50,000, okay? 1 to 50. It took me 5 years to reach first 50,000. It took me 1 year to reach another 100,000. And it took me 1 year to reach 100K to 900K.
So do you believe the pandemic and the consumption of online content has increased, that has helped you get here? Apart from the fact your content is good, obviously, let's not take that away from you.
Yeah. See, I tell you what helped, what really worked. Compounding. So while I was building all of that, people from 1 to 9, people already started noticing, and then be like, oh, this guy's already doing stuff. So I've already built like ETR we talk about every time we walk on the stage, earn the right. So before my content started going viral, there was an ETR. Second, the consumption pattern has already obviously increased a lot in the country. We have seen every 3 months, we are seeing 100 million users now getting more active. So there's now total of 642 million users across internet consumption users, have active users across the country, right? So that has really pumped up. So pandemic has helped that in consumption level. And I think the second best thing which happened was, since the day I started creating content during the pandemic, it was July, I remember, I haven't missed a day where I have not uploaded a piece of content. So it's really consistency of like 6, 7 months now, where I've uploaded at least one piece of content every goddamn day. And that has worked out really well for me.
Does it stress you out physically and mentally? That you're at a position where you influence lives, people look up to you, people follow you, people believe in what you say. Are there points in time when it mentally stresses you out that I am responsible in some way? Like probably you said you didn't have a mentor, but you looked up to these content creators across the world, and you imbibed them somewhere in your life journey. Today there are around 9 lakh message. Let's assume half of them are who regularly consume your content on a daily basis, and they look up to you as a mentor. Somewhere does it feel morally responsible, and then that stresses you out mentally as well?
Yeah, absolutely. It's an everyday struggle, right? You're with more followers, there's more responsibility. You have to, you really have to, even if you're, what happens, I tell you really what will happen. Anyone who will start getting followers now, okay? You'll feel that you need followers to really start living the life, but you'll really realize that after getting followers is the time you stop living your life to the fullest. And why I say this, because you are responsible to be ethically and morally correct every goddamn time. And that stresses me out. Like I can't do cheap thrills, right? I can't go out and like banter with my friends and just, I can do that, but it should be the very close space. Like you need to stand out as an example. You can't do dark humor. Like sometimes we all have those sides where you have to like go out there and just be like fun. And so that really stresses me out, that okay, I really need to be responsible. Even if I'm not someone who would believe in a thing, I'll have to start believing and doing that a thing, because a lot of people are looking up to me. And if I set wrong example, then I'm doing bad to the country. So Raj, that really stressed me out.
I get that, understand. And the fact is that, it's been a journey, right? And I think we evolve with time when we connect with people and we build it along on that. What's your if you have to give one message, one line to people our generation who are probably trying to struggle to make ends meet, because, they say we have a short attention span time.
Yeah.
What is the
We
message you
don't.
will keep for these people?
We don't have short attention span. That we don't. We just have. We don't have. We all watch Netflix for hours and hours. We binge watch. Forget about attention span. What are you even saying? You watch a 3 hour movie. What is that? Like, we don't have it. It's the only point is just because of so many options, we have become extremely choosy that we only want to watch a certain kind of content which really interests us. So the thing is, come up with content for your niche, for your kind of people. The kind of content you would like to watch for 3 hours, target those people. Instead of thinking about, oh, attention span is small, like it's really short, 3 seconds में सब बताना पड़ेगा, 30 seconds में सब बताना पड़ेगा, ये करना पड़ेगा, वो करना. Forget about all of that. You need to figure out what do you like watching, make and build content on that. And I think from there on, like it's like a funnel. So you go from bottom to top. So you start with really narrow and then you expand your journey there.
So Raj, where do you make money from? Does social media give you money, or is it your business that gives you money and you do all this?
Absolutely.
Because you enjoy?
Yeah. So till last year, till December, I was actively involved in a business. And January, I left my business. I am now only a chairman and an investor in a business. Like I'm not doing anything there. I'm taking like once in 3 months, I probably talk to the management of my company, and I'm not taking any salaries. I've just stopped doing it. Till December, I was genuinely living on my company's payroll. I was enjoying the profits I was making. I was enjoying the salary I was getting, all of that. Right? From January, I've stopped doing that because I've realized I'm like a proper business person, like an Indian Jugadu business person. I believe in ROI, return on investment. So if I'm investing my time, effort, money, I need to get something out of it. That's why I stopped taking from my business and I started focusing only on the content creation. And now since January, I've been able to make good money through my social media. So there are brand collaborations, there are consultancy to companies who really want to get out. There are people who we consult and help them become better communicators on social media. Now I'm launching my book, I'm launching my course. A lot of things are coming up.
So Raj, what's the next big thing that you believe is going to change the way we look at the next generation or next few years, next 5 years or something like that?
We people, everybody is going to become a personal brand or irrelevant. That's going to be the biggest thing.
Do you believe personal branding has been very important in your life journey?
Absolutely. Without it, I'm nothing. Like, what is Raj Chamani? Why are you calling me here?
All right. So
it's as simple as that. Like, and I believe like everyone should start focusing on their personal branding. Even if you believe that it's not important for your work, you will believe in next 5 years from now. Genuinely. Like we are going back to the era where people are not going to, if you want to buy even the smallest thing which is run by trust, let's say air conditioner, right? If you want to buy an AC, you find out 5 people who are close to you, and if they are into they're in a business of air conditioning, you call them like, "Bhai, kaun sa sabse acha laga de yaar," right? This is what we do. But now the generation is changing. We don't have time to pick up the call and start calling somebody who sells AC. We're just gonna go online and write like find AC. We're gonna we're gonna check 5 tech reviewers who have good brands. We're gonna believe them and buy the fucking AC which they're selling.
All right. As we wrap up the session, we are already 3:15 right now. 3 skills that you're working on building for yourself right now.
Oh wow, that's a really tough one, man. I'm learning the art of automating business and delegating so that I'm able to just breathe and let my work automatically happen there in the world of content creation. That's the world of automating and delegating. That's one. Number 2, I'm improving my influencing skills. That's really, really important right now for me at this age. And number 3, I'm enhancing my acumen for investing in businesses because I've turned into a full-time angel investor, and now I'm investing in a lot of startups. So I'm sharpening that one particular skill where I can judge businesses at the right time, at the right stage, where I can invest in early and reap the rewards later.
All right. Thank you, Raj. That was a good time that you spent with all of us. I'm hoping audience members, please have your videos on. I'm sure you guys can quickly show emoticon of heart or thumbs up if you guys enjoyed the session today. Some of your questions are left unanswered, but that's at the chat segment. I will connect with Raj offline and try and answer those from him at probably sometime, or probably you'll see them on his reels in the days to come.
Yeah, I'm gonna
That's
use
been
these
our
questions as my next content piece.
all right, Raj. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking your time on a Sunday afternoon. And
Thank you so
hoping
much.
the next time we'll meet at a physical conference, away from all these technical glitches. And anyways, my Pani Puri treat is pending on you. With
Yeah.
that's been our time. Thank you so much for being a part of this medley session with Raj Shamani. Handing over the virtual screen stage back to our master of ceremonies, Gauri.
Thank you so much.